check. I'll check. Folks, welcome along. This is QuickWorks Talks QuickBooks, your monthly digest of all things at QuickBooks, latest news, latest updates, and an opportunity for Kevin Barry and myself to talk to you about the latest features in QuickBooks Online that we think that you guys will get great value from. So this is going to be a short and sweet episode. It's going to be about 30 minutes long because we understand that everybody's busy. So you can take this as a good chance for you guys to get a catch up of what's happening in the world of QuickBooks. We're joined by the one and only man, Kevin Barry. Kevin, do you want to say hello and who you are and why you're here?
Yeah, well, firstly, I'm glad you remember my name. You struggled there. Who the heck is this sitting beside me? Yeah. Kevin Barry, a QuickBooks Platinum Advisor, accountant for 30 years, director of a soccer club in Dublin, former rugby player. I played international rugby for the Cayman Islands one time, scored a try against Cuba. No one noticed. Anyway, here I am, big QuickBooks fan. Been on that since day one. And if you're a business that wants to make money, you need to have this. And if you're an accountant for those businesses, you need to have this. That's me. Here.
Like that's the best 30-second pitch I've ever heard. The fact that, and all I got from that is that you scored one international try.
To an empty stadium. You know.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Folks, both myself and Kevin are co-founders of QuickWorks. QuickWorks was set up there in 2025 in order to help businesses in Ireland who are on QuickBooks Online and need further support, training and whatnot. We also help accountants and bookkeepers with their clients as well on QuickBooks. So we want to have a look at what is happening and the big changes that are coming down the road, especially in the next month. A lot of clients are going to be asking, what has happened to my QuickBooks? Why is everything looking different? It's all changed. I can't find my sales invoices. My customers have disappeared. I don't know where my bank balances is anymore. So this is going to be a rundown of that change, what you should be looking out for, and how it should actually make your life a lot easier in QuickBooks Online. Okay, so are you ready? Let's go and have a look at this. If you haven't, be prepared. Right, so let's have a look.
Okay.
I will share the screen. Oh, that worked really good. Folks, this is how you see QuickBooks as it is at the minute. We're so used to seeing the black menu on the left-hand side with all the common areas and the transactions that you need to go to. So you'll be able to go in here and find your customers as normal, okay? You'll find your expenses, transactions is where all your banking is included, but that's all going to change as QuickBooks and Intuit roll out a new interface look and feel. Right, are you ready for the big reveal? So, if you're not already on this will automatically apply to you. So let's switch over and take that move. So let's try the new version. Let's switch over and see how this is going to be different for you. Ta-da! Okie dokie. Let's get rid of this, okay? So, different, I think is the word we want to say.
Yeah, I mean, I'll throw in a liner there. It's completely different, but actually, it's amazing even if you do half a day, how out of date the current old version seems to look when you jump back. So you can, there's a lot of colors on here. It's a bit tricky getting used to find your way around. You do get used to it fast, but the other version feels very out of date when you find yourself on it. Okay, so it's not a fatal move to move to this. You can move back. You say, Jesus, I'm not used to this. But give it a shot. It actually comes across well. That's the good news.
Yeah, one of the big complaints is that, QuickBooks Online was starting to feel old and chunky and boring, and the modern interface of websites is very clean. It's white. It's airy.
Yeah, old and chunky.
Did you get an update there yourself?
What about QuickBooks? Okay,
QuickBooks. God, I gotta keep it on track. So, folks, the QuickBooks has taken a change to their interface, okay? And they're introducing the concept of apps. What they're trying to do going down the future is to integrate more of their suite of functions and other software such as MailChimp into QuickBooks to have this kind of like one ecosystem. And the idea is that in time that they'll also introduce Intuit Assist, their AI product, into QuickBooks here, which will make sure that all your CRM, your sales marketing activities, your bookkeeping, towards your your financial reporting is all done kind of within one login, one system. Okay, so I want to introduce you to the top. At the top icons here, you see we've accounting, expenses and bills, sales, get paid customers, team, projects, stock, VAT, and marketing. These are now known as your apps. So they're no longer a section within QuickBooks, they are your apps. Okay, so you have individual apps for the individual sections within QuickBooks. So for example, if you want to have a look at accounting, we click on accounting. This is my apps up here. Okay, so all we've done is clicked on the top bar and it's brought up your apps. So we have accounting, expenses, sales, customer hub, team, project, stock, and VAT. And we've marketing at the bottom. So you can see they're trying to integrate MailChimp and MailChimp functionality within QuickBooks, which is pretty cool. Okay, so within
Guys,
these, yeah.
are you going to read the screen to us all? We all can read those.
Oh, feck, right, okay. But I think it's really good. No, hold on a minute. Just back up
And
for a
it
sec. So
shows us behind them. Open those doors. We can
all right,
read
okay,
sales.
okay, right.
Yeah.
So, folks, the few things I see in here that's extra that we haven't seen before is the likes of revenue recognition. Now, it should be pointed out, we're using QuickBooks Online the advanced license in here. Not many people use advanced, but I think they're foolish not to. I think, yeah,
I use it.
you use it, I use it, top clients use it because they get more out of it and they really see the value in it. Okay, that's what's really important. Revenue recognition. So when you issue those sales invoices now that are like for the next year, we've an option in here that'll split out that invoice over the next 12 months. So your sales in your management accounts are nice and evenly spread out. We now have fixed assets in here, so we can have line by line fixed assets. So no longer having everything contained in an Excel sheet, working out the depreciation. We can now enter that car, that van, that the digger, whatever it is, and we can run depreciation charges on a monthly basis automatically. This is pretty cool. Expenses and bills as normal. Customers, customers have been split from sales and get paid. Is now in your customer hub. So if you want to see your customers, it's down in here. But a couple of things that you'll see now is we got leads and we got reviews. So if we click on the customer hub and we look at the overview section, we get the customer funnel now. So in here, your bookkeeping and your MailChimp is starting to combine together, where you'll now be able to see your open leads, open quotes, progress on your projects, unpaid invoices. And now QuickBooks will have an option that after you complete a bit of work for a client or a customer, it'll trigger them to send two things. One, ask them for a review. Or number two, you can actually ask them for further work. So you can actually set up a rule or an automation in QuickBooks that after 90 days or whatever it is, and you've completed a work for somebody, maybe it's a house extension or you installed a kitchen or whatever it may be, it'll send an email saying, hey, now we did work for you a couple of months ago. You really liked it. Is there anything else that we can help you with? That's a really good feature, I think, to have in your bookkeeping system,
Now, is that on the QuickBooks Online Accountant as well? That particular one?
No, not that one. It hasn't been rolled out
Yeah,
to it, but it is coming to the accountant version as well. It is.
Okay.
All right. So, folks, the way it's going to work is we still have your create button up at the top with all your shortcuts to your features. All right. So we're still used to our customer, suppliers, team, and other layout. That hasn't changed. Okay. You still have an opportunity to bookmark your common areas or your apps. Your dashboard, as I said earlier on, has your own kind of look and layout. And again, it has some shortcuts here to your key actions. And you can obviously edit these as well. You can move them around. You can customize it basically to the way you want it, which is really, really helpful. Do you use the dashboard a lot?
Me all the time. Never leave it.
Yeah, yeah. It's a really important piece of just to have a quick glance at what's going on in your business. So all of these graphs are all available and customizable to the way you want to see it. And if you have somebody looking over your shoulder, you can always click them off and they become invisible. So if somebody's doing the delivery or is paperwork for you, you can always switch them on and off. Okay. So I think the dashboard is, it's nice and clean. It's easy to read. It's easy to understand. You want to look at your profit and loss and a glimpse to see if you're making money or not. You can update the dates and whatnot. You still have your shortcuts here as well. I think that's a win. I think that's a good look.
Yeah, so just click on one of those apps up top there for a second, Clive.
Uh, we do
Now,
customers.
any of them at all. Yeah, so a nice thing, you see all on the left there, you got these two menus, A and B there coming across. But if you go to the top right and you have the little Zen there, which is a bit like you see on YouTube, keep going over,
Yeah.
click that guy. It fills the screen and you click him again. It saves like the amount of times we're closing menus all the time just so we can see the screen or illustrate it to a client better. Something as simple as that is not on the old version. Okay, and I know we're not talking apps too much here outside of QuickBooks, but if you write to an extension or many other apps, they show up in a nice way on here. It reminds you that they're there and what they do. So
Yeah, I
okay, back to
actually
you, guys. Keep it
that
going.
that is a nice little feature just to expand
Mm,
it. Yeah,
it is a
reduce
nice
the
one, yeah.
noise. Yeah, I think it's really, really good. Okay. So all of these apps, folks, you can pin them on the left-hand side if you've ones that you commonly use and you want to grab them fairly quickly. Otherwise, if you just want to see a breakdown, you click on My Apps. Okay, make them disappear if you want, as Kevin likes to keep a clean-looking dashboard. Okay, so
Declutter.
declutter. You love your declutter, right? So you can customize this. You can change the layout and focus on the ones that I know I've seen that and that you want to work
Nothing
on
there.
most commonly. Obviously, you want to put VAT maybe up at the top, right? That's the most important one. Okay, so you can change the layout on the order of how. Oh, if I click on this, how your apps will appear. Okay, I think that's fairly straightforward. What people are going to have to get used to is where to find what. And that's going to take a bit of time. And it's going to take time for you guys to play around with them and figure out, where is, I don't know, maybe if you always want to go to your customers and you're having a hard time navigating to your customers themselves, simply just go ahead and bookmark it. Okay. And then when you bookmark it, it'll appear up here in your bookmarks.
A
Okay.
nice one.
Yeah.
I
So
wasn't aware of that. Okay.
yeah, I think that's really handy. If you don't want to, people are going to get like, oh, there's too many clicks. You have to click on your app, you have to click on the custom hub, you have to click on customers to get into customers. And if this is a commonly used page, then just bookmark it, throw it into your bookmarks.
All
Okay,
right.
so that's pretty good, I think. Yeah, you can change the labels. You, those guys who owe me money. Oh, you can call it whatever you want. Okay.
Like the Bart Simpson file where the principal had, he's the list of the kids in the school. So he goes A to F, G to Z. Then he goes troublesome kids, very troublesome kids, and then there's a drawer that said Bart Simpson. So you could do that there.
So Kevin's recommendation is set up a category for customers called Bart Simpson or the bold customers. Okay,
El
I
Barto.
love it. I love it. Right. Okay. So, folks, a couple other updates that you'll see coming through is that if we look at sales and we look at sales invoicing, okay, and if we look at the new format of their sales invoices, it's slightly different, okay, and it should actually make the process of creating sales invoices ever so slightly easier, right? So the look and feel is different. So if we go back to the old layout for a second, let's click on that. Give it 30 seconds to update.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we're so used to this kind of a look and feel when it comes to the sales invoice. It's very simple. It was your customer name, address, the details, and then you'd fill in the category of what you were selling to them, and you would save and close. And most of the good stuff was always contained at the bottom where you had the option to customize, or you could make the transaction reoccurring. Okay, now if we change that and we look at the new version, we still have the same principle, but it's more like an invoice that we're building, so we can actually see the invoice itself. So we have our details, okay? We have our logo we can add in here. We pick our customer as we normally would, and the rest of it looks very, very familiar. It's not, hasn't changed that much. We now have classes and locations, kind of front and center for the tracking. And then we can build our products and services as we normally would. Okay, everything's still exactly the same, except with this, there is an option to click on Manage at the top, which opens up your side panel and allows you to do some changes. So first of all, you can add and remove different fields. You can add and remove the columns on the actual table that makes up the invoice. So maybe we don't want that hashtag. Maybe we don't want that service date. Okay. Maybe we do want the SKU. Okay. So you can keep and add whatever it is that you would like to do. Add custom fields if you want to as well. When it comes to payment options, I think that's a bit misleading there, payment options. I thought it was going to say like go cardless, Stripe, PayPal or something in there, but no,
Yeah.
it's just an option to add in additional fields here as well. Design, you can change the design and look. Some people would like that, especially the marketing agencies did love that. And then we can schedule. We can make this invoice reoccurring. We can send it printed later and issue invoice reminders. Now, these invoice reminders, Kevin, I think they apply to all invoices, not just this one, but to
They
all
do.
customers, to all invoices,
Yeah,
which
so it
is
can really antagonize people. They've got the guys who you have a deal done, they'll pay 10 days later and you why haven't you paid me? Why haven't you paid me? Why haven't you paid me? So
yeah.
think about that one. Yeah.
We can now preview without having to go through too many clicks. We can look at the email that's preview as well, and then obviously edit. And then when we're ready to go, we have an extra option down at the bottom. In the past, we had save and send, save and close, save and new. The save and send is now called review and send. Okay, and some options is just share link or share via WhatsApp. So it's changed. It's still the same. I still think there's opportunities for improvements in here. I still think they should take back the option to upload customized sales invoice layouts with your own logos and quality assurance marks. So
Are
yeah,
you ever happy? Are you ever
no.
happy? No.
Well, I'm always happy. Whether I'm content or not is a different story, right?
Well, anyway, I want to just comment on one of your things there. Clive, you're right though. It's these type of programs in QuickBooks are never finished. It's always a work in progress. There's new things evolving. There's new, even data security when you're emailing invoices. Some people's systems won't let them in. You have to find its way through. But that's especially for small money. What's the definition of small money? For me, it's under 100 euros. If someone knows you that, if you do the WhatsApp approach, they've got to open the WhatsApp. You're definitely getting to them. There's no "I didn't get it" excuses. The money does come in.
Yeah,
It's there anyway, but it's very much there now. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
there was another section in this that would give you a breakdown of the invoice, whether it was sent,
Oh yeah.
viewed. Um,
That's normally after that's happened. You've sent it, and there's a tracker on it.
oh, there is. Yes, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, so if we
Yeah.
have a look at the existing sales invoices, okay, so let's go. Let's go this month,
And
last
again,
month.
this is already there. It's not, but again, a lot of people don't know it. But it's fierce handy when you're on that phone. I didn't get the invoice. Oh, you did, and you've opened it 3 times.
Yeah. Kevin, I like the sort of things that are coming here that we don't have access to, right? So see require auto pay. I
Oh
just
yeah.
wonder, are we sneaking in some type of future building here that we link up to, I don't know, your bank or link to share to get payment or something like that? I think there's nice things coming down the road and they're just, it's like they're there, but they're not switched on, right?
Okay.
Yeah, but just to come to your point there, it is in the invoice. Where is it? If we go to manage, you go to status. Yes.
Yeah.
So I like this status. So you can see it's opened, it's sent, it's been viewed, paid, and whatnot. I like that that's there. It gives us more information about what's happening on that invoice, make it easier to collect payment, as you said, whether they viewed it or not viewed it.
Make it easy for them to pay. The money will flow.
Another thing I noticed that's coming through in this is this new section called integrated transactions. You love this, right?
Now, I was looking at this. This is fantastic. Yeah.
I think there's been a big piece that we've been missing with so many businesses selling through their own website or online.
Yeah.
How much of a pain is it that when you have to go and ask clients to download their sales reports and it's not what you're looking for and you have to go dig it out yourself? Now, if you can automatically link in, like WooCommerce would be a very common example one, okay? What they don't have here in this list here is Shopify, which I'm very surprised about, okay? Now, they actually do have a Shopify connector. It's free, okay? So it's not on this list. But
But
I like the way they're moving, the direction they're going in here.
okay, but can I throw in something about Shopify? And it's
No,
another app thing. Can I, please,
go
please, sir?
on then, go
What
on.
tea? Dext, one of those really strong powerhouse apps. Dext Commerce integrates superbly with Shopify. American app called Greenback. I have a few clients. They are literally, no exaggeration, moving millions through it, and it works. It's fantastic. And the 2 or 3 college kids at the far end have great support there, and it's incredibly inexpensive. Okay, and that integrates first class with QuickBooks. So Shopify, Dex does everything you need it to do, and we see it all happening in QuickBooks.
We do
It's
indeed, we
happening
do
now.
indeed. So it's great to see QuickBooks and Intuit trying to catch up with that by bringing this feature front and center within QuickBooks itself, and hopefully to add more to that list, like Amazon Business in the US. They're even a connector now that if you use Amazon Business, that they'll pull in the purchases, the invoices directly from Amazon into your QuickBooks now. So there's so much
And,
happening in the UK and the US. We need
okay,
to
but does that make it easier to pay the tariffs? Is that what you're telling me?
No, not necessarily. I'm just saying that the more it's just a very efficient way to get copy invoices of products or stuff that you've purchased from Amazon. So what I'm trying to say is they're starting to understand that you need to create more connections and workflows and streamline. And I can see here they're looking at web sales.
Okay,
Um,
so
the other thing about you like, I know you love it, and then we move on to the next section is the My Accounting section, which is nice that it's front and center under the accounting section. It's no longer buried away in the bottom left hand corner where nobody can find it. So you'll have your accounting requests and your shared documents within that section. I think that's really, you love that section. You use it like,
I can't slag you off over that because I do love that.
yeah.
Okay, and so
No,
how can I?
it wasn't a dig.
We added a new person here, a student recently, and they said, "What's my email address?" And we said, "The Nerdster at QuickWorks.ie." So that's what I was on about. But so I can't give that to you now, Clive. So you can't get that email address. I'm sorry. Okay.
That's fine. That's okay. That's okay, mate.
Okay.
Right, folks, another feature, right? So that is the look and the feel of the new layout for your QuickBooks Online experience.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to hear in the comments. Kevin thinks we're talking to nobody in the world, but somebody will see us and hear us and listen to us. Um,
Where are
so,
they?
so drop your comments in there. What's your thoughts, your opinion, your feedback on this new look, feel, layout? Have you had a chance to examine it? Has your accountant switched it on for you?
Oh
Because
God.
someday you're going to log in here and it's like, wow, that's different. That's changed. I need help. Who do you help? Who do you call when you need help?
Now that's a great point, guys. And Clive does know everything. I'll give him that. But this will become without, it won't even be optional in a few months. Okay, so get on there early, know your stuff, and just to, it might kind of bounce at you and say, "Crikey, what am I looking at?" But that top left button, create, if you hit it there, Clive, everything behind that is familiar. And if you go to the cog in the top right, is also known as the gear icon. Everything behind here is familiar. There's a few new things there. So there might be a rearrangement. It's like the new and improved. Um, but it's not, it's nice and it's amazing how old, as I said at the outset, the current version looks when you get onto this
Yeah.
for a little while. He
Yeah.
said, "Crikey, thank God I'm over here." It's like, we're not talking shillings and pence anymore. We're talking crypto. That's what we're at.
I had a conversation with an IT guy. It was an IT company that used to support the company I worked for, right? And he said, right, it was very, very funny. If you give somebody a new screen, a new keyboard, and a mouse, but the old computer, they feel like they've got a new computer, and they will feel like it's going faster. It's like you take an old classic car and you give it a paint job and it looks new and it feels
Go
new.
fast.
Do you know? So that's what it is here. And I hope what QuickBooks do is they put new parts underneath the hood here to make it go faster as well.
God, how come you're not working there anymore? Did they fire you? Did you? What was it? You turned up late every day, or you took all the computers, or what happened?
Just when you're good, you're good, you know?
You're the man.
Right,
Okay.
folks, this next one I want to show you, this next feature, I'm really, really, really excited about. I think it's going to help a lot of business owners and users who are buying and selling stock and want to keep a track of it. Not only keep a track of it, but every now and again, they may want to adjust the pricing. Or offer a discount to certain customers, all customers, certain stock items, all stock items. So I don't understand, Kevin, why Intuit, QuickBooks, or anybody else has been talking about this.
Has not been talking about this.
Has not been talking about it, right?
It's a
What
big
we're
secret.
referring to is a new feature in the settings. Right? And if we go into the sales section, and if we come down to products and services, we now have price rules. Happy
Stunner.
days. Right? So we now have price rules, and what that means is we can now create rules to give individual customers or all customers or a combination of both um, their own pricing per product. Okay,
Different prices for the same product to different people for various reasons. Goes
absolutely.
on in most businesses. Yeah.
And where we find this. So, guys, to switch this on, bear in mind we are in advance. We're in QuickBooks Online Advanced. So, if you're buying a box and selling a box, right? If you're in the cardboard business, if you're in the wholesale business, if it's shoes, whatever it is, and especially if you're a wholesale business, right? This is ideal. So, when we go into QuickBooks Online Advanced, go into Account and Settings, we're going to go down into our sales section, and from our sales section into products and services. So once you have this switched on, we need to know where to go and find this function. So if we go back into our gear icon, or the cog as Kevin calls it, and under lists, we go to all lists this time, okay? You'll see then we have price rules available to us under product categories. Now we have an option to create rules. Okay, it allows flexible pricing. That's a really good way to describe it. Over your holiday sales, discounts, and special deals. Right, so let's see what this looks like. Right, so what this does is it allows us to create a rule that it can apply to all customers or individual customers. It can apply to all products or individual products. Okay, we can set that the method is we're going to offer a fixed amount, custom pricing per item percentage. We can increase it, and I like that. See the way it said increase it? Like, do you know the Bart Simpson customer category? Yeah, we'll just increase their pricing by 20%. Right?
Yep.
I think that's brilliant. Could you imagine that? You're in the Bart Simpson box. you automatically get 20% increase on all your pricing. Okay. But this
So,
is,
from my point of view, if they're from certain counties, you put the price up. Is that what you
oh,
mean?
that's very good. Yeah, that
Yeah.
could be a runner. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So guys, if you're in Galway, it's 50% increase. If you're from Loud, it's a 25% discount, okay?
Cut. Okay.
Cut. All the money's in Galway, folks.
That's
Right.
it. Times are hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So listen, let's do an example here. I just think this is amazing, and I cannot understand why nobody is talking about this, right? I can't. So let's say it's Christmas, right? So Christmas discount. It's going to apply to all customers. That's what we want, right? And it's going to apply to all products and services, or maybe just leave it with all stock items. Okay, leave it at that instead. So we want to do a decrease of what for Christmas? 15%. It's
Yeah.
going to run from the 1st of December 25 to, let's say, the 10th of January 2026. Now, folks, you can see that QuickBooks has automatically adjusted those stock prices for you. Okay? And then
Magically.
what we could do ahead is we go and save and close. Now we have our Christmas discount set up. Now, that gives you the details. But maybe we want to set up a new one. And maybe we want to set up for just one particular customer because they're really good. So let's pretend Hans Footwear, the irony in that name. All
Right, that's
right.
something. Yeah. Hands
So
and
that,
footwear. Okay.
Hans
Hey, yeah.
Footwear, right? So we're going to go for that customer. We're going to give him a 5% discount. We give him a 5% discount on all stock items for the month of November. All right. And there it is. Simple
Yeah.
as that.
So if
So,
you do a sales invoice to someone, they have one price. Do a sales invoice to Hands Footwear.
right. So let's go Brian's, right?
Okay.
And let's forward date. Well, 1st of December 2025. Pick up our product. And we have the reduced amount. It was €50. It doesn't show the discounted amount or the before and after price here.
Mm-hmm.
But actually we just changed that to 30th November 25. Play with you. Oh.
That's a good one. So you update the date and it'll ask you, do you want to update the rule? Very nice.
Yeah, it seemed to have done it both ways there. Actually, I didn't expect that.
Okay.
Oh, actually, hold on. Yeah. Oh,
Your date is September.
yeah. Let's leave it at saying. I love this live, Kevin. Live. This is
Live.
live.
Bill O'Hurley, you say, live. We're going live over to Gelsenkirchen. But no, we're still here.
Yeah. Ah, it's changed now. What have I done there? Right. I must have a look at that. It was €50.
Yeah, I think it's, oh yeah, I see what you mean. The
We'll have a look at that. We'll have a look at that
we'll
one.
have a
But
look at that.
we need
Maybe that's
further
why they're not
testing on
talking
that
about
one.
it. Maybe that's why they're not talking about it, Clive, because it doesn't work.
Well, it seems to work all right, but it looks like it needs further testing. It does need further testing, but that's not too
Anyway,
bad.
guys, it's if it's not working 100%, it is working. You know, will be, or it is by the time you're looking at this.
Yeah.
And it's great. We've just transitioned a client to the QuickBooks Online who would have killed for this if it was there 3 months ago when we were doing that job. So we'll tell them about it now. Doesn't mean going to the
Absolutely.
advanced QuickBooks. There's loads of pluses there anyway. It's not that. Listen, 4% of your turnover should be going into your accounting administration function per annum. If you're over that, you're paying too much. If you're under that, you've got room for maneuver. Okay, but make that your budget. Okay, and that's between paying the people, paying the software, having the equipment, whatever, insurance and all that in place. But it gives you a marker to work off. Okay, so go advanced if you can.
Yeah. I know Sage have this feature, but their stock system is separate to their bookkeeping system, which is odd. And then you still have to run a stock report off Sage's stock system and then journal it into their bookkeeping system. As where this is all now all in one, which I think is a great move forward as well. But we're gonna have to play around with that a little bit more and if there's a few kinks in it, I'll definitely get them out anyway. That's for sure. If there's a few
That
gremlins
sounded
in it,
great though, what you said there with the Sage there, the way you have to update stuff and journal it and all that. I mean, that's just so easy.
yeah, Look, you shouldn't have to journal stock values in like it just. You shouldn't. Anyway, we'll move on from that.
Yeah.
There's only
Take care. Okay.
So listen, there's one more thing I like. It's a small change, but to me, I think this is massive, right? I'm so sorry. It's called geeking out in the stupid little things. Right? So if we go back into our accounting settings and go to advanced, okay, and we scroll down to the bottom somewhere, right? Where have they put it? Yes, under other preferences, we can now update what the customer is referred to. So we now have a customer label, right? This is ridiculously geeky.
How did we
so,
find this? I
so
didn't know.
everybody was called a customer, but now if you don't want to call them customers, you want to call them clients, donors, guests, members, patients, and tenants. You can now update that label, and they can now be referred to as patients in QuickBooks. Okay, so if you're in the, I don't know, if you're a doctor, surgery, or dentist, or vets, I suppose, although the owners are not the patients really.
Yeah, okay.
But you basically can change this, right? There's one here for tenants, so now QuickBooks is brilliant now for landlords because the label will say tenants instead of customers. Okay, it's
Very
a
good.
simple little thing, but yet again, I think that can make a world of a difference when you're looking at a day in and day out.
Very good. I hadn't come across that one. Now that's a neat little one. So, and is that only on the advanced? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I
Mm.
haven't tested it on the other ones.
I was just in
See,
here. I couldn't beat them. Yeah.
yeah, it's like when you buy a car, Kevin. Yeah, they put all the cool stuff in like the sporty end, the high end version, right? Like you're not going to find this in the cheap model.
Right. Very
So
good.
if you want all the bells and whistles and the good features and functions, you have to make that jump to advanced, I think.
Okay. So I want the four wheels, and I want that car over there. Oh yeah, but you want a steering wheel as well? Oh God. Okay. You want a steer, and you want an engine? Oh right. Okay. So oh, this guy's already gone all out. Okay, fair enough. I get your point though, but when you get to the
Yeah,
real strong stuff, and if you're running a serious business, you need, for the guy starting off, this is not for you. But once you're established and things are happening, and you know what you're working your customers, and you're getting your conversion rates up, and looking at your pricing, your margins, how often people come back to you, who's buying off you, different levels of customers, you need to be advanced. And you need to get there, and you need to get there early.
yeah. Okay, so I think that's it. Well over the half an hour kind of budget time that we said we would do. So we've done really, really well. Folks, that is a first look at the new layout of your QuickBooks Online, pricing rules as well, and the ability to change your customer labels in your QuickBooks Online. There's loads more coming down. We had a conversation with the guys in Intuit over in Manchester, and they've promised AI is going to roll out to everybody across Europe, which is going to be amazing, especially when it comes to generating reports. But there's a lot more to come. If we just get them to fix that VAT code, Kevin,
We
that'd be
need
amazing.
listen. We need the subcontractor VAT code. We need the pro advisor list. We
Yes.
need what's the other thing we need? We need the thing on the VAT return about importing from the UK, the postponed accounting, and it goes on and on. There's 9 items there. We need those 9. We need those 9. We need those 9. It sounds like a chant to get somebody, released from prison or something.
So, folks, thank you very much if you joined us live. I can't find where the comments is. I'm new to this, so I'll get better at this. That's my promise to you. If you could do us a favor, if you could like our kind of social media channels, YouTube, and it'll help build, and we'll get to interact and see who likes us. And if you have any comments or feedbacks, please drop them in there, and we'll make this a lot better for you guys. That's our promise to you. So we will see you then on the third Thursday. If anybody's listening from the UK, you'll have a giggle to yourself when I say Thursday of each month. So we'll see you around the middle of December for more QuickBooks updates and news. Talk to you then.
Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. We're going to be there at Thanksgiving. See you soon. Have the
Bye now.
turkey out.